Hey guys, it's Rebecca from Mama Bear Custom Wreaths, and welcome to my channel where I make wreaths and all things home decor, and I show you how I do it all. Before we go on, hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on any of the tutorials I'm about to post. All right, so today we're gonna be making a Valentine's Day swag, not a wreath, a swag. We're gonna use a painter's stirring stick. That's right, a painter stirring stick, and we're gonna use this to get a full volume swag. So stay tuned and I'm gonna show you how we do it. Okay, so first things first, our 21-inch painter's stick. We're gonna take 15 chenille stems, okay? And we're gonna make these chenille stems into little legs for our base here, our painter stick base, to hold on to our mesh, to our ribbon, and to all the goodies we're gonna be adding to our swag, okay? So I'm gonna be making legs going this way, and going this way. That way we can fill up with mesh all of our base and make it nice and full. So we're gonna use one going this way, one going this way, and one going up. And I'm gonna do that 5 times on our stick, okay? So since I decided the ruler side is gonna be up, this is the side that's going to be up. Underneath, I'm gonna put my chenille stem. I'm gonna put it kind of close to the edge, maybe about 3 fingers from the edge. And I'm gonna just fold it over. And then I'm gonna tie this. About 2 or 3 times. And this is what we have. So that's one of our sides. Now we're gonna add this side and the center one, okay? Easy peasy. Fold it over. Twist our chenille stem. And now you have 1, 2. This is what it looks like from the back, what it looks like from the top. I'm gonna do one more. Right smack in the middle. And we have 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm gonna take my stapler, big stapler. You can use a desktop stapler. You don't need to use this big giant one that I have. And we are just gonna staple them in place. And then we're gonna do that 5 more times. So you see the distance here on the bottom? I'm also gonna keep it about 3 fingers from the top. Tie one side. Tie the other side. We do want to keep them somewhat equal because we do want them to be able to grab onto our mesh, which you will see in just a minute. So tie this in the center. We have our 3, get our staple gun. So now we have our edges, our top and our bottom, and we're gonna put one right smack in the middle, and then we're gonna put one in the middle of that and the first one, and one in the middle of that and the first one, and that'll give us our 5. All right. Okay, so now we have this weird looking thing. And it has 3 on each one, 5, so a total of 15 legs, okay? Each one stapled, we're secured. Great, let's put our base aside for a sec. So we're gonna get our mesh. We're gonna get 10-inch deco mesh. For this particular wreath, I'm using this red. And I'm gonna extend this to about, I'm gonna extend this the whole way across my mat. I'm gonna cut it probably 30, 31 inches. This one's kind of light, kind of thin. This one's a little bit thicker. So I use my little cutting board and I use my rotary cutters just to have less cuts to do, to make, than going with the scissor. But if you don't have a cutting mat or a rotary cutter, scissors work just fine. You can do the same thing and just cut with the scissor when you measure 30 inches with the yardstick. Okay. And let's cut it. I'm gonna cut about 31 inches right here. And I'm gonna do this 5 times so that I have 5, since I'm using 3 ribbons. Back to elementary math here. Since we have 15 little legs on our painter stick, we're gonna need to have 15 rolls of mesh. For each one, I'm using 3 colors, so 5 of each, okay? So now that I have these 5, I'm gonna try and not cut myself. Let's clear our workspace here. I am going to roll my mesh on the edge, kind of close it in like this, and roll it. And I'm gonna make a little cigar at the end. See? Or a little telescope. I'm gonna put a little clip right there, flip it on the other side, and we're going to roll it in again and just roll it into a little cigar until we have 2. Then I'm going to walk them together. Take our clip off. And I have this funky looking little butterfly. This is going to be what we're gonna add to our base here. I'm gonna put that black on the edge. And then I'm going to put it in the middle of the little legs, just put it right smack in the middle. And then I'm gonna tie the little legs together. 1, 2. And that's gonna secure that mesh there. Okay, see that? Show you from every angle. Okay, and I'm gonna do that again with the red. If you don't wanna, you guys can also do it just a quicker way. Just roll it in with both hands. Got your 2 little cigars, and then just kind of squish it together, and there's your little butterfly. And we can do that right smack in the center. And again, put it in the center of our little legs, tie our little legs around it once, twice, and now we have 2. I'm gonna take my third one, roll it, make little cigars, clip it, put our weight on this side, take our other side, roll it, make a little cigar, a little telescope. And I could just walk it to the other one also. Close it, got my funny little butterfly. And we will put this one on the outer edge. again, open our little legs, the legs to our bases here, open them up, put the mesh right smack in the middle, and then tighten it. 1 twist, 2 twists. And now we're gonna kind of fluff these so that they're kind of opening up next to each other. They're not just squished down. And that's what our first bunch looks like. So we're gonna keep doing that all the way down to the bottom. So I'm gonna keep my black on the outer side. I cut some of these beforehand. I'm gonna keep the black on the edge and just alternate the other 2 colors. So if we did black, solid red, striped, I'm gonna do black, striped, solid red. And I'm just gonna alternate like that all the way till we get to the bottom. All right, guys, so this is our base so far. Look how big and fluffy this is. Okay, now we gotta add our sign. So I chose this really cute black and white and red. Notice a theme. Hugs, kisses, Valentine, wishes, darling. So I'm gonna put this onto our swag, and I thought this would look great as the top here. This is our bottom. And I kind of want this sideways. So I don't want it to be straight, I want it to be sideways, okay? So in order to, you could just glue this on, honestly, you really could. It's a very light sign. But I'm gonna show you guys how to mount or how to put it on with the cable mount, just to make it a little bit extra safe, okay? So we can just get a cable mount, peel it, and stick it. I do this, you don't have to, especially live in a cooler area. I'm in Texas, so it's hot. I'm going to put glue around it, hot glue, just to secure it, just so we know that it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't fall off. You don't have to do this. But we're gonna wait for this to cool, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, once our glue has cooled and dried, we can add our floral stem and attach this to our swag. So I'm gonna use a floral stem. And I am going to just put it right through the holes. Easy peasy, huh? Tie this. Ooh, my voice went, you can see that. Like this. Okay, and like I said, I want mine a little sideways, a little slanted. So I think there is really cute. And we are going to get our floral stems, and we're gonna poke our stems all the way through the mesh until we get to the other side, on either side, okay? We're gonna poke through the mesh. And the reason why we're gonna do this is because the mesh, the stem being through it is gonna provide stability for our sign. So since we don't have a lot to grab onto, we're gonna utilize what we have to make it as secure as possible. So this is a good height, I think. Yeah, it's great. Okay, so take our floral stem and just poke it through our mesh. There we go. All right, one side is through. So I don't know if you can tell. I went through the mesh, so it's coming out of the mesh here. Now we're gonna do the same on the other side. That's where I want it, maybe just a wee bit sideways. Okay. And then I am going to, on the back side, just tie it like so, twist it. Same way we've been doing all the other twisties, okay? There you go. Now we're gonna add, let me turn this so you guys can see it. Now we're gonna add ribbon to our wreath. I'm sorry, to our swag. I'm used to saying wreath. To our swag. And I'm gonna put this aside for just a sec. So I've chosen 6 ribbons. And since we have 5 little legs on each side, we need a total of 10 sets. So I'm gonna put 2 ribbons in each little pine tine, in each little leg set. So 5 sets of ribbon on this side, 5 sets of ribbon on this side, and each set is gonna have 2 different ribbons. So I picked these 2 ribbons together. I picked these 2 ribbons together. And then I picked these 2 ribbons together. So I'm gonna alternate these onto my swag base, okay? Now I cut these at 14 inches. So these ribbons are all 14 inches long. I think they're all 2.5 inches, maybe a couple are 1.5. So what we're going to do is take our ribbon and we're gonna fold it in half, like so. It's like I'm doing magic. Fold it in half, and then we're gonna pinch it. And it looks like a little bat. Okay? And we are going to tie, we're gonna untie our little legs here at the bottom. And then we're going to put our ribbon right smack in the middle. And we're gonna retie this on, just like we had done before. 1, 2, maybe 3 times. And I'm gonna curl it in. And then just kind of roll out our ribbon, okay? I'm gonna do the other set on this back side. So fold it in half, pinch it, now you guys have this cute little V. Take my little legs from the bottom outer edge one, undo them, put our ribbon right smack in the middle like we did before, and tie it again. 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna kind of curl my chenille stem in so you're not seeing them. Okay, our next set, fold it in half the same exact way. Pinch it in the middle. And kind of pinch it to where it doesn't make your ribbon show the back of it if it's not a double-sided ribbon. So that you're seeing the front part of the ribbon. So we get our V. I need to eat more carrots, I can't see. Okay, and then we're gonna open this up and stick our mesh right in the center. And curl it 3 times. Kind of just stick it in. Okay, so we're gonna do this along both sides of our swag base, and I'll be right back when we're done. Okay, so this is what our swag looks like with all of our ribbon added. Now we're gonna add a bow. So we're gonna put a bow right here. So one zip tie and one floral stem will be used to tie our bow onto our swag. So the first color I'm gonna use is this shiny black. And let's measure how long I want my tails. So if the center of the bow is about right here, this is about as long as I want my tail, maybe. I'm gonna cut it a little bit longer because I can always cut it shorter if I went too long, but I can't undo a cut and make it longer once it's been cut. So, and I'm gonna pinch, this is my tail. I'm gonna pinch that. I'm going to make a loop. And I don't know what size yet, so I'm not gonna pinch this back part. I'm just gonna hold it like this so that I can measure and gauge about what size I want my loops to be. Because I start from the back, my biggest loops start in the back. So my biggest loops are first, and then each loop will subsequently start getting smaller so that you can see the ribbon behind it. So this is going to be my biggest loop. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now that I know the size of my loop, I can pinch it. So I have the back, my first loop, and I pinch it. Okay, I'm gonna switch it like this because this is easier for me. I can now put this away so you guys can see this better. Okay, so I pinched it. Remember, this was my loop, this was my tail. I pinched it and move it like this. I move the ribbon. This would be my, it would look like it's my second tail, but I'm gonna loop it forward and over the front part. I'm not gonna squeeze this part yet or wrinkle it because I need to measure and make sure this loop is the same length as this loop. So I'm gonna just put my thumb very, very gently here and measure my loops to make sure they are the same size. And they are about, yeah. Now that I know they're the same size, now this is really glittery. I now have, turn this so you guys can see it better. One loop, two loop, tail, tail. Let's just cut this leg. We're done with this one. Because this has a design, I don't want my legs to be one heart upside down, one side up. So we're gonna start, this one's gonna be weird. We're gonna start with our loop. Y'all, I'm not trying to do this on purpose, I promise. It's just this one has a design and it just bothers me. If it doesn't bother you, skip this and just go on to the next bow, to the next ribbon, and we'll do it this way. If it bothers you, if you're OCD like me, this is harder, but your designs will all be facing the same direction. Okay, so that being said, all that mumbo jumbo, I'm going to make my loop first. And it's going to be a little bit shorter than the prior loop. And I'm gonna leave a little bit of space here at the bottom, past where my thumb is gonna be. See that? Okay. And then I'm gonna cut my ribbon because that's our tail. one loop, one tail. Now I'm going to take that same ribbon, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to start from the bottom to the top instead of the top to the bottom. I'm going to make my loop. It's going to be facing this way, so here's my tail at the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to move up to my loop. Put it here in the center, hold it lightly, kind of measure. It's about the same size, yep, on the first try. And this is our second loop, okay? Make sure there's enough space here to hold it, and then we're gonna cut our tail. Put that ribbon aside. And so you see what we did there? You see the hearts, the tail, the hearts are facing down, the heart's facing down. If we had done the loop like we did the first one, then one of our tails, the hearts would have been facing up, one would have been facing down, the same thing with our loops, and I didn't want that. So only if that bothers you do you have to do this. It looks perfectly fine without having to do this. I'm just, I don't know, extra. Okay, and the next one I'm going to use is our red with the black lace. So we have our tail, pinch it here, make a loop. This loop is going to be smaller than the prior loop so that we can see the ribbon that was before this one. Bring the back ribbon forward. Bring the back ribbon forward. This is such a strange angle, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold it lightly so we can measure our loops. There we go. And then we're going to cut our ribbon. And we have our last ribbon, and this one has a design. So we're gonna do our weird little loops first. Tails, I don't even know how to describe it. But we're gonna do that because I want my hearts facing the same way. So I'm gonna make my loop first, and because this is the last ribbon, or the front ribbon, I guess, the first ribbon, depending on how you look at it, is going to be the smallest one. Cut my tail. And I'm going to do that again. Make my loop. Okay, and then cut my tail. This is our bow. Don't worry, we're gonna fluff it out. It's not gonna look this squished, squished. Take our zip tie. All right, here where my thumb is. Tie it there. Secure it. We're going to take our floral stem, right smack in the middle over our, make sure not to poke your eye out there, right smack in the middle, right over our zip tie, and we're going to tie it securely. I want it right here. So I'm going to take our floral stem, and it's the same thing. I'm going to poke it through the mesh to the other side. Now let's get the other side. And I'm just gonna tie it in. Okay. Now we gotta fluff our ribbon, okay? So kind of open up our loops. Move them around. Cute already? Okay, we're still not done. So I found these cool flowers in my set. So I'm gonna put these, I'm just kind of look and see where I want them before I stick them. So I think that would look pretty right there. And maybe one right there. One right there. Okay. So far I like these here. So I'm going to stick them in my glue pot. You guys can't see it because it's too far out. But I'm putting it in my glue pot. It just has the glue like that. And then sticking it where I want it. There we go. So I think that one looks pretty right there. Stick that one in there. I'll put this one right in here. So far. Yeah, it looks really pretty. Oh, you guys can't see, sorry. Sorry. My daughter says, sorry. Sorry, mommy. Sorry. Hey, it's stuck. Okay, we're gonna put one right here. Our bow. Yeah. Add one more of these. Right here on this side of our bow. And I think this might be our last flower. All right, guys, so this is the final product. Look at how adorable this came out. Can you see the top? How this came out. So I have it sideways so you guys can see it. Let me show you close up. Look at how cute that is. Super cute. It looks really full, and we used a painter stick. So if you guys like this tutorial, please leave me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next tutorial. Bye.